What is up, everyone? My name is Alex, aka Doer. You are now back with Doers Take Breaks, where we invite a guest, talk all things MMA, jump into the world of collectibles. And today I have the pleasure of sitting down with three phenomenal guests. We have Cesar, Ricky, and Simi here on the show from the Buffooniverse YouTube channel. Guys, how are you? It is a family. It is a family today. How are you guys?
Oh yeah, we like it. We like to stay close. We like to stay warm. You know, spring season's coming, sun's coming up. We're good. Sunday's good. We're happy to be here with you, Mr. Alex.
Yes, sir.
Ricky's finally smiling.
There we go. We were joking off camera that he was serious the whole time, but right when we would press record, we would only get a nice, Colgate smile.
Now I'm in acting mode.
There we go. I love it. I love it. And Simi, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I love it. I love it. I'm doing good. I am also just finished eating, so we both just caught ourselves from being hangry on a podcast for the next 60 minutes or so. So
perfect timing.
I'm happy that we're both fed, coming with a good energy, and we're set to go. So what I want to do is I'm going to jump into how you guys got into MMA as a starting point. But before we get there, I wanted to throw you guys a curveball, something that I didn't prepare you guys for. This segment we're calling underrated, properly rated, or overrated. Okay. So when I throw out a name, I want you guys to pick one of those three: underrated, properly rated, or overrated. All right. So and maybe I almost want to have an answer on all of them from all three. And Simi, we talked about it. If you're not familiar with one of these, just pass. So we'll go Ricky, Cesar, and then Simi. All right, here we go.
Perfect.
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley, I think he's perfectly rated.
Perfect. All right, so properly rated.
He's like number 6 in the world right now. I think he's pretty good right there. I think he gets more title defenses. He's going to keep climbing up. His striking's really good. Yeah. Everyone knows how good his striking is, and I think he's properly rated.
All right, and so before we go to Ricky, or before we go to Cesar, Ricky, what I wanted to tell you is, just in case this changes your answer, because this is the one time I didn't do it and it bit me in the butt. The underrated, properly rated, and overrated is not based off where they rank currently in the UFC. It is just kind of what you think of them. Are they, like, from the MMA community lens?
Right.
Do you think that people are, amplifying them up a little bit too much, or they're right, like they deserve all the hype that they're getting, or they don't have enough hype and they should be getting more hype? But if your answer doesn't change, then all good, and we can, then go to Cesar.
Yeah, I think my answer's straight. I think he's properly. I think he's got people on both sides, people that love him, and then there's people that hate him. I mean, I think he's properly rated.
Properly rated. All right, Cesar, let's hear it.
I think Sean O'Malley is very beatable. I think he's a little overrated. He's like, everyone's saying he's second to Conor, right? It's like Conor McGregor, Sean O'Malley. But I feel like Nate Diaz is in there. There's a big gap between Conor McGregor and Sean O'Malley. Yeah. Although I think his skills are a little underrated because he gets caught up in like the crazy antics, and he has like a 6'9" tattoo, and he's all colorful and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think his skill set is really good, and maybe I overlook it. In terms of how hyped he is, I think it's a little much.
Okay. All right, Simi?
He's a little overrated.
I would think he's overrated. He can be a little bit more respectful after winning some fights,
All right.
I do like his colorful hair, though. And that's the only way I can remember his name.
Are you going to make Cesar grow his hair out and then dye it as well?
Oh, no. It's long enough.
Maybe I can dye mine.
Yeah, there we go.
There should be some sort of bet, Cesar, that if you lose, you have to dye it in all those colors and then braid it.
Maybe. We might have to do that.
I love it.
You got to get the wig on you. Get the colorful shot. They sell those Sean O'Malley things.
Nah, I want your real hair. I want your real hair. We got to dye your real hair, get it cornrowed, set you up. We'll think of a fun bet, but I think that's a fun one.
All right.
All right, Henry Cejudo. Back to Ricky.
I think Henry Cejudo is underrated a little bit. I think when people are talking about all-time greats, I don't think he gets mentioned a lot. I mean, he's got the gold medal. He's a 2 division champion. And I mean, even though he came back and it lost 2 times, I mean, he lost against, I think, the 2 best people in the division.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he's a little underrated. Maybe right now he's perfectly rated based on kind of where he's ranked, but I think all time he's underrated.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm with underrated, properly rated for him, just depending on how you look at it after his 2 losses, you know? Cesar, you're up.
So he's underrated for sure.
Okay.
Triple C's mega underrated. He's like all time. I feel like him and Daniel Cormier, right? They got that clean record, unlike my boy John Jones. I think John Jones is the GOAT. I like Anderson Silva too, right? But they don't exactly have a clean record. DC and Henry, they both got clean record. Triple C, I think, falls under that DC, where he's a little underappreciated even for how great he is. Triple C even more so because he got that gold Olympic medal too. So I think he's very underrated. I think he's super good. I think the people he's beat too, they're good. And the people he's lost to, like Sterling and who he just lost to, Marab, that crew, I don't think that takes away from anything.
So if we're picking imperfections, I will say DC then falls down a notch because of that whole towel incident in the weigh-in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about Towelgate. I forgot about Towelgate.
Just throw it out there, you know.
If we're being nitpicky, you know.
If we're being nitpicky, yeah, then you gotta drop down DC just a little bit. But I hear you.
I agree.
You gotta drop it down a picogram, okay? Just a little.
Yeah, just a pico.
All right, Simi. Are you familiar with Henry Cejudo? What do you think?
I don't know that guy. I'm sorry.
No,
Maybe
no.
it's not important.
The king of cringe.
Sorry.
No,
Olympic hero.
All right, Ricky. Ilya Taporia.
Ilya Taporia,
this is hard.
he's arguably the handsomest guy in the league right now.
Yeah, don't ask Simi that.
But I will say that's tough. That's a tough one because I think before he fought for the title, I think he was a little underrated, but now he's a champion. I think he might be perfectly rated right now. I think people found out how good he is, and I think he's perfectly rated.
All right.
Yeah.
Cesar.
I'll agree. He's properly rated.
Yeah.
He's closer to the overrated side for me, though. I haven't seen him fight. Like, the people he's beaten, they're crazy and they're good. Like Ryan Hall had a bunch of hype when he killed him. And then same thing with Bryce Mitchell, and Ilya killed Bryce as well. So he's killing a lot of these dudes that should be really good and stuff.
Yeah.
But I got to see him. And he killed poor Volk. But I thought that was way too soon for Volk to come back and fight anyways.
To begin with, yeah.
So I think he's closer to the overrated, properly rated / overrated almost. But
that's fair.
He's going to bring a huge market to Spain, so I think that's why they're going to push him. And Dana's already talking about UFC Spain, and we're definitely going to Spain and Africa and stuff like that. So he's closer to the overrated spectrum right now, but he hasn't gotten there yet.
That's fair. No, and just to Ricky's point, before his last few performances, he was underrated. And then he just catapulted to he can beat everybody, and now he wants to fight everybody outside of boxing too. So that's why it's all right, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So he is kind of knocking on that door, but that next performance will really allow us to see where he is, and depending on who he fights. If he fights Volk again, I don't know that that's a good way to measure where he's at. Just because Volk is going to be older already. I don't like that fight, but I just don't know who he does fight next that I feel great about. Like Brian Ortega,
He should fight Adesanya.
What?
He can fight John Jones, maybe. Aspinall. Simi, I love you already. All right, so let's go to Simi. It sounds like you don't think he's attractive at all, right? It sounds like he's just
horrible.
He's the worst looking guy on the roster.
One of the top 5 horrible looking dudes. Him and Drew Dover. They're horrible.
What is your take? Underrated, properly rated, overrated, and we'll do fighting, and then we'll do looks.
And then we'll do handsomeness.
No, I think he's properly rated. I feel like every fighter that wins that championship, it does add a little bit to their ego, no matter who it is. I think he's good looking and he's great at fighting.
You're like, he was fighting in there? He was fighting?
Yeah.
There was a
And he
fight.
can dress. Oh wow.
Look, I'll say he
Oh,
it
my
helps
goodness.
that he's so well spoken too, and he knows,
Yes.
and then he dresses sharp.
And he's like
dressing.
trilingual. So he got like the Spanish, you got the Georgian, and then you got English. Like, oh my gosh.
That's right. He just has to take a few more things from Cesar, and then he'll be up there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just a few more notes, grow his hair out a little bit, a couple more tattoos, and he'll be good.
I love it. Let's keep going. What about I'm gonna pick a name that I think most know. Let's go with Ian Gary. Ricky, what do you think of Ian Gary?
Ooh.
So I think Ian Gary is a little overrated because I think barely overrated just because I know that he can get finished. I mean, he fought that one. I forget what his name is, but he almost
The guy
got
that dropped
out
him.
in the first round. Yeah, and that was against a guy that's not ranked. So I mean, if he goes against my boy Shaw,
Okay.
I mean, I think he's calling out Colby. I think he might.
They're gonna sacrifice
might
Colby?
beat Colby because Colby, he sold me on that last fight. He sold my parlay. But, I think Ian Gary's a little overrated, but I think he's still very good. I don't know if he can be in title contention just yet. I think top 10 to like 6 or 7. I think he'll be there for a little bit, but maybe in a few years he'll be in title contention.
He's young. I will say what I liked about the fight when he got dropped, because that was a nerve-wracking for me. He went back to his corner and he addressed it in a way where he was like I got caught. I know why. He goes, I was rushing and I was reckless and I left my arm down. Like he acknowledged what had happened. He was fully aware of it, and then he adjusted and came back to end the fight the way he did. So I liked his awareness of him knowing why it happened, versus just trying to be like he got lucky. So he is very sharp. But yeah, he still has a lot to prove, and I like the pace he's taking. I don't know if I love the Kobe fight versus like a Shafkat. I don't know that they do a Shafkat versus Ian at this point.
There's no way.
Yeah, but I am curious to see where that goes. Like Sean Brady's in the conversation, Shafkat. Yeah, Kobe who's just kind of sitting there. So that's a tricky one. But yeah, Cesar.
I think Ian Gary's properly rated. He's good. I think he's good. I don't think they're pushing too much right now. I think like the hardcores are like seeing Ian Gary everywhere. But in terms of like casuals, like I'm not sure Miss Simi here knows Ian Gary or she's super into him, So, but I know I think he's properly rated. I think he should fight MVP next. I'm trying to see that. So him versus MVP would be sick.
MVP's the one that said he wanted it, right? MVP's the one that put that idea out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with the Colby fight too, but I think Colby might beat him. Colby's a little older though, so that's the only thing is he's I think 37 or 36 maybe.
I think both fights make a lot of sense, and it'll put a lot of on Ian's resume. I don't know that I like Ian versus MVP personally, and if he gets Kobe first and then MVP, I don't know why that order the UFC would do it that way, but if it happens that way, I like it because MVP gets a little bit older and it gives Ian a little bit more of an edge. Right now, he still looked pretty fresh against Holland. I like the way
he
MVP
pieced him up. That was brutal. I didn't think he'd be that good.
Yeah, no, he looked good. And so, Simi, what do you know who Ian Gary is?
Do you know who Ian Gary is?
Do I know?
Irishman, tall, handsome white dude.
No, I know Colby.
You knows Colby.
Okay. All right, so here, let me give you another one. What about Sean Strickland for you, Simi?
Oh, Sean Strickland. You know who Sean Strickland is? Yeah.
Is he underrated, properly rated, or overrated?
Ooh.
I think he's properly rated. Yeah, I think he's properly
He's
rated.
good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
I think Sean Strickland properly rated too.
Yeah,
I think
Ricky?
He's like their third biggest star right now, though. I don't know how that happened,
Yeah.
but it just kind of organically happened, and I love it. I think I like Sean Strickland too. He's a real one, so he's cool.
Ricky, let's get your take on it too, since we're
I,
on
I
it.
think I think Sean Strickland's properly rated. I think, he won the title and that's good. I don't know if he gets the title back again though. I think
Okay.
he might fall back to just being like number 5 or something like that.
Mhm.
But I do like Sean Strickland because he trains like pretty close to where we live.
Let's go.
Oh,
He's like 35.
He grew up in Paris, which is like
That's like the next
the next city over.
That's dope.
Like so we ride Sean Strickland.
Corona, that's like 35 minutes away from us, so that's kind of cool.
you guys can go drive over there and then ask him to
We
like
could.
kick you in
You'll
the
get our
leg.
ass whooped. Yeah,
exactly.
he'll go beat us up if we want to. I don't know if I want to go over there because he's like, it's like everywhere else you go and you think they'll kind of walk you through it, but then you see these videos and you're like, you go mess with Sean Strickland and he gonna work you. And it's like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, final one on the list for you guys. Let's go Jamal Hill. I'm curious what you guys think.
oh, I love Jamal.
Jamal Hill, I think, is underrated, but
Fair.
if he comes to 300 in fight shape, then I think he could win. If he comes in, I got to see how he looks because we saw how he looked, and it looked like he was at a buffet every single day.
He looked like a corn dog.
And it did not look good. But the way that he killed Glover and he knocked out what's that guy's name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one that did the
Johnny
inflatable
Walker.
helmet.
Johnny
knocked
Walker.
out Johnny
Where he
Walker.
killed him.
Crazy. And I mean, he's so good, I think. And we obviously know that Alex can get knocked out. So I think if he comes in good fight shape, I think he gets the title back. But I think Jamal Hill underrated for sure.
That's fair. Cesar?
Yeah, me too. I'm on that train. I've been loved Jamal Hill. He's like my fighter at 205 since the beginning. He's sick. I think the only bad thing is, I'm with Ricky where if he's really overweight, he looks like a corn dog right now.
Yeah.
Or the last photo I saw, he was looking kind of corn doggy. And he's never been like Mr. Six Pack or anything.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's always been.
Yeah, he's always got a little bit of something there, which is fine. But he was looking really, really hefty the last time we saw him in Vegas. And he was huge. But I think prime Jamal can beat a prime Alex. And I think he can do it. Alex
Jamal.
Pineda, yeah. He's fighting Jamal Hill for UFC 300. That's the main
Simi,
thing.
are you familiar with Jamal Hill?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
what do you-
knockout guy.
Yeah. That's what they refer to him as for sure.
I think you got that Derek Lewis tattoo, kind of with the two hands, similar.
We won when we bet on his fights, no?
Yeah,
Vegas?
he won us some money with Johnny
the
Walker.
I think
There it is. I like
So
it.
we like him. We like him.
I love it. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for answering those questions. That gives folks a little bit of a taste of how you guys look at the MMA space right now, where your thoughts are on some of these fighters. Now, Ricky, why don't you kick it off? And it's probably a good chance that it happened organically for both of you at the same time. But how do you remember getting into the UFC, or we can go broader and say MMA? If it was something outside of the organization first, what's your earliest memory of how you got into it?
Well, I remember when me and Cesar were kids, we used to do kickboxing, and I remember the people who ran it, they did like a little event at the Buffalo Wild Wings for the UFC fight. This was like in 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
So that I remember watching it back in the day, and I remember it was pretty good. I didn't become like a diehard fan until recently, though. I watched it
What's
from,
recently?
like 2 years ago.
2 years
Like
ago.
the past
okay.
2 years, I've been a
Like
diehard
COVID,
fan.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember specifically the first fight that I really got into was Paulo Costa versus Israel Adesanya. And I remember the build-up to that fight was like really cool. And I'm like, oh, dang, both these guys undefeated, So I was like, this is pretty good. And ever since that fight, been watching the fights every Saturday. But before that, I was kind of just a casual. I would watch it if it was on or whatever, but I wouldn't follow it or anything like that. But we've been kind of watching it for a long time, like 15 years or so.
Nice. All right. And so, Cesar, what do you want to add to that? What extra thing do you remember? And
Same thing. So I remember that was the John Jones fought Ryan Bader there, and then that's when Anderson Silva beat Vitor Belfort. And so then I just stuck on the train. I just kept watching UFC, and then same thing with like Ultimate Fighter. Ultimate Fighter was like really popular around that time with like heavyweights, especially with like Brock Lesnar being on there. And then you got to see Tony Ferguson make his debut and everything like that. And I've been watching ever since then. So I've been a really big fan. In terms of the cards, though, I've been
Don't jump there. Don't jump there yet. Not yet. No, you're good.
Sorry.
There's rules to this, damn it.
My bad.
I'm joking. Hold on. Pause real quick. So that's interesting. So it sounds like your brother was more of a casual, but you were watching him a little bit more regularly than him.
Yeah. I always stuck to it. I was always watching it. I always liked it. Like I said, I even kept training a little bit and stuff like that. So it always kept me into the sport, was all the exercising of it.
Got it. And rumors have it that you trained Ilia Topuria a little bit in his earlier days.
Well, that's, he may have said that in an interview somewhere, and I don't like to take credit for that, but
I sent him some of your tape, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it looked pretty similar.
So that's the rumor around the mill, but I don't hang around mills.
I love it. All right, and we'll bounce back to a few more details on that, but I want to go to Simi. So I guess one part is, depending on how long you've been with Cesar, were you into it prior to that? And if not, how did he get you into it? And would you say you're still more of a casual? You don't necessarily need to watch every single fight. You're just there for like the main event and the biggest cards. Give me a little bit of, what grabs your attention.
So when I first watched it, I didn't like it. I'm like, I don't understand why they want to watch people get beaten up. Like, they're just bleeding. I don't see the point in this. So, but as I kept watching it, like, I got over that. And then I liked it. There's only certain fighters I like to watch. Mm-hmm. Like, yesterday's fights were all boring. I fell asleep. Especially the heavyweight one. That one where he was just sitting there. I'm like, are you gonna move? So those are not my favorite fights, but I do like to watch Adesanya's fights. His fights are cool. I like Volkanovski. I like his fights. Kobe's good. I like Grudover because even if he loses, he always has that smile on his face, and I admire that. So I like to watch him now, but I only like to watch I will watch the prelims too, because some of the prelims are actually better than the main fights.
Yeah.
So I like watching the prelims for that reason. But mostly I try to watch like the big events.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I do like it now. I think it's interesting. And when I tell people I like watching UFC, they just look at me a little different, like, oh, girls don't like that kind of stuff. So I feel cooler.
And then you show them a picture of Ilia Topuria, and you're like, "Are you sure you don't want to watch?" That's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, look at this guy.
Too funny. And you know what just happened as well? So I just bought a new camera because I wanted to try a new setup, and it has this feature where when I put my hand up like that, it turns on the auto tracking. And so I realized when I did that, it actually turned it on because I saw the camera move. So like, check this out. Look, you see that?
Oh, that's cool.
So now I got to do it again. To stop it. No, look, now it's paused. That's so funny. It didn't even cross my mind when I did that, and when I did it, I was like, "Damn it! I'm gonna need to explain it because if I start moving, I don't want the camera moving."
I thought you just hit your camera.
Yeah, me too. I was like, "Oh, cool." Like, good recovery.
Too funny. All right, so tell me before the cards, what was the earliest memory of a fighter that really got your attention and you said, like, I'm going to be a fan of this person, and start tracking their fights, very proactively? We could start with Ricky. What was that fighter for you?
I remember my first favorite fighter, I think, was Shogun. I think he was
Hey,
my
I
favorite
don't
guy
hear
back
that too often. He was one of mine too.
Shogun and Lyoto Machida, those are my two guys back in the day. So
Really
those are
cool.
the two guys where I was like, well, if they were on, then I was tuning in.
I
And
like
then
it.
also I used to really like Vanderlei Silva. He
Mhm.
was just brutal in there, and he always had entertaining fights. I remember those guys basically.
Yeah, I love it. Caesar.
John Jones and Anderson Silva. John Jones was the first fighter we saw fight him versus Ryan Bader. That was the first fight I saw of UFC. And so then I was like, okay, we got to just keep watching him. And then Anderson Silva front kicked her in the face. And that was
Mhm.
crazy. I didn't know you can even do stuff like that. And I didn't even know they were showing that on television. So Anderson Silva, John Jones, those are like the two goats. But those are like the two that made me get in, fall in love or love the UFC or
I
MMA.
love it. I love it. All right, Simi, what about yourself?
I would say it was Alex and Adesanya's fight that
Okay.
made me want to watch it more and more. That fight was good. I did like to see Adesanya lose that one time when they fought again. I think it was a rematch, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was the best fight. I still remember
Why
that.
did you want to see him lose? What happened that you
Because
wanted to see
his
him lose?
ego is up there, and I just need somebody to bring him down a little bit, show him that they're still here, you know? So
Yeah, he was.
seeing him lose made me very happy.
Oh, a hater, what a hater.
Man, folks are either gonna love you or hate you in the chat.
That's okay. That's
It's gonna
okay. I
be
feel like Simi, you kind of hopped on like in the Alex and Israel era.
Yeah,
So like
I like
most
them
of
both. I
most
do
of
like
your fanship
Adesanya.
has been controlled by them, you know?
Yeah, no, his fights are usually interesting. Sometimes they
Yeah.
end too quick, and that's disappointing. But I like them both.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay. All right. So now talk to me about the card side of it, and then also how that developed into you guys creating content on a regular basis of going to sport trading card shows, walking around, filming all of that, and you guys go to quite a bit of them. So was it earlier type of sport cards that you guys were into that already kind of then naturally went into UFC, or was it UFC that took you into it and led you down that path? Ricky.
Well, for me, I was into Pokemon cards for the longest time. So I was mostly collecting that. And then I kind of stopped. It kind of got a little stale. So I stopped collecting cards in general for a little bit. And then I remember just going to this place. It's called Frankensons. It's like an hour away from us. And it's just a big like warehouse full of vendors and stuff like that. It's like once a week. And I remember I saw UFC blaster boxes, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. That's kind of when I was kind of getting into UFC a little bit. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll buy one or whatever. And I thought the cards looked really cool. So then I showed Cesar, and then Cesar started buying a bunch of them. And then like he slowly started showing me the cards, and I'm like, these are pretty sick. So then I started collecting them too. And then now I have a problem.
And now you are addicted, my friend.
Yeah.
And at what point does the trading card shows come into play?
I don't
The
know.
last maybe 2-3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we used to for like the Pokemon stuff. We would go like sometimes, maybe like once a year, like to Collecticon or something like that.
Mhm.
But now with the UFC stuff, I mean, UFC cards I think are so much better because each table it's gonna have different stuff versus like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. They kind of all have the same stuff because they're not numbered or anything like that.
Yeah,
Versus
yeah,
the UFC is numbered cards, so each vendor's gonna have something different. I think that's what I like about the sports card market versus the other trading card games.
I never considered that Pokemon cards aren't numbered, right?
Yeah.
That never crossed my mind. But there's still some crazy rare ones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, and Caesar, what about you? What's your earliest memory of the cards? And I'll ask you an extra question in there. What's like one of the first most memorable cards you remember pulling yourself out of a blaster box or a hobby box?
Yeah. So Ricky and I, we were always into cards when we were kids too. Like we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, like in our garage, all through like elementary school. We would duel all the time and stuff like that. And then you just kind of stop. And then you get old. And then during the pandemic specifically, that's when I was like, oh, heck yeah, let's get back into cards. I was always watching UFC since like about 2008, 2009. I just had never known about the card stuff until COVID, basically, when Ricky brought that prism box, and I was like, oh dang, they have UFC cards up. I was like, okay, perfect. We're definitely gonna get some UFC cards. Like I said, they look awesome, and then like we're into UFC, and we had looked up like UFC card channels, and like there are UFC card channels on here, like Joe's Card Stash, and more recently, a lot more have kind of come up. I remember Joe's Card Stash specifically being one. And then I remember, other than a few other ones, a lot of the like, they're mostly sports like basketball, football, those kind of things. And then you'd see them open an occasional UFC product, and then they wouldn't be able to like pronounce any of these fighters' names. And I'm like, oh man, they don't know who these people are. Like they're just kind of opening the product to open it. So then that's when I was like, me and Ricky love watching the UFC. We love collecting cards. Let's open these bad boys up. We know who these fighters are. In terms of like my most memorable pull, the one that comes closest to the top of my head right now, there's two. So we have like a cracked ice. It's a Mobzar Evolve to 25 that we pulled. It's his rookie card.
Love it.
So that one is one that comes off the top of my head. And then I have a gold 3, Mark Coleman. It's to 5 that we opened with one of our buddies. His name is Chris. And we always tease him because every time he's with us, we always get like good stuff. He's got good luck. So yeah, so like even like with Pokemon cards, he'll buy Pokemon cards, he'll open it, and he'll get like the best card in the set. And so we'll be like, anytime we have him open everything. And so I remember Mark Coleman Gold Auto, and then Tom Aspinall rated rookie 2. Those 3 are like the best 3 that I can think of right now.
I like it. I think it's a fair question to ask Ricky too. What about you? Do you have any favorite cards that come to mind? And even on the Pokemon front, because you did that first, was there anything big that you still own, or did you sell anything at the height on the Pokemon? You know, height?
No, I still have. I don't have good luck. I have the worst luck, so I just buy singles. So right now, my two best UFC cards right now, I have 2. One of one, Raphael Fiziev. He's my favorite lightweight. So I have 2 hit 1-of-1s of him.
Ooh.
And then for Pokemon, I have a PSA 10. I don't know if you're familiar with Pokemon, but there's a set called Sky. It's probably one of the most expensive sets in Pokemon.
Okay.
And I have you know who Machamp is, the guy with the 4 arms, the buff guy?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I have a PSA 10 Machamp Hollow from that set. So that one, that's probably my most expensive Pokemon card. And then, yeah, he's my favorite Pokemon.
And you're just holding on to that just until.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to collect as many Machamps as I want, and that's probably the hardest one to get. Yeah.
That's dope. And Simi, what about you? Do you collect cards at all, or is it just going along on the rides with these boys to trading card shows and getting to eat some good food before and after?
I go for both. I go for the food, and I don't know much about like UFC cards like that, like which one's worth a lot or not.
Yeah.
But when I'm with them, I try to look. I have a Disney card.
The Lorcana? Lorcana
Yeah.
Disney or like older Disney?
No, it's a Lorcana.
Lorcana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know it's a black label. So it was like one of the ones that I found that I liked it. I was like, okay, I'll buy this one. But I don't really have a lot of UFC cards, no. I do like going to the card shows and stuff. I think they're fun. I don't like the super big ones like Chicago. That thing took 3 days and I was over these cards.
Ooh, 3 days to go through like everything, like all the aisles.
Yeah.
Imagine like you're pulling an 8-hour shift at that show every
Ricky
day.
and I loved it. We're like, this is fantastic. But yeah, we understood her point. Like, if you really love the cars, it does feel like a lot.
Yeah, no,
So,
that is a long time for sure. After the Burbank show, right? That I was just there for one day, and I was drained just from like I think it was
Yeah,
part trying to film, trying to also see something and pick something up for yourself. And I didn't realize how tired you get when you do find a booth that has, singles to look through and you're just standing there going through them. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that gets tiring after a little bit. So
yeah.
to
It's not much of
me,
a workout. It's mentally exhausting. It's a hard on the eye. That's why we wear glasses.
all right. And so then we know the how you got into cards now. And then Caesar, you kind of hit on, you didn't see much content on YouTube, right? It was just Joe. Shout out to Joe.
Oh yeah,
Um,
shout out Joe.
and his channel. I got to meet him at the Burbank show as well. So he really cool guy, and we're gonna link up as well. But my question then is, what got you to say, let me turn on the camera and start filming the card shows, filming some of the breaks that you guys do, and creating a channel? What's the story behind the name, of the channel as well? I'll pause there.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, so Buffooniverse was like, so my friends and I, right? Ricky's my brother, but he's also a part of my friend group here. So
Mhm.
there's 7 of us, and we always like since high school for the last 10 years we've been like best friends, and we've always referred to ourselves as buffoons. So, I was in terms of the channel name, I was like, oh, we're buffoons. Ricky and I open up cards. Occasionally they'll come in too. And I was like, well, I was going to just call it just buffoons, but I was like, let's do Buffooniverse. And then we're the buffoons opening the cards. In terms of like what made me want to go do it, or what inspired that, it was just something to do for fun, right? So we work, but then we also have hobbies and stuff like that. So this is something that we get to do for fun. It gives us something to go out the house and go to these places that we wouldn't normally go to without cards, really. So like, we wouldn't have gone to Chicago, or we would have, but it gave us that reason to go and kind of really set it in stone, like we're going to do this, because we got to put it on YouTube, and not just because of that, but just because it's a good experience, it's a fun time. And I think that's more of like a consequence of creating the YouTube channel is all the fun you have, right? It's just like
Yeah.
you go meet new people. We're doing this interview with you, luckily, just due to this UFC card community.
That's right.
So it was more so starting it because of this, right? Like the interactions, the having fun, the getting to meet new people, more so than it was for I guess the cards of it.
Yeah, similar interest and whatnot. And this was born during the pandemic, or was the
Yes.
channel around prior? Okay, so it
Yeah,
was
you lose your
during the
mind at
pandemic.
home at the pandemic. During the pandemic, you lose your mind at home. So it's just like you got to go outside, and you got to go do something. And cards were really big during the pandemic. I like in terms of like the value of cards too. They were crazy during that
Everything
time.
was expensive. Yeah.
Yes, everything was expensive. Everything wasn't available. It was good though. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I like it.
All right. And Ricky, what's your take on just the content front? Do you enjoy it? Were you kind of surprised? Like, who came up with the idea? Was it both of you guys at the same time? If it was Caesar's, were you kind of like, I don't know if I want to, be on the channel with you, or that's your thing? Give me your thoughts.
Well, I used to kind of do my own thing. I used to have my own Pokemon card opening channel.
Oh,
Yeah, and then it kind
okay.
of got a little too expensive, so I kind of stopped.
With your bad luck, you were like, I'm not gonna.
My bad luck. It was not. I was not getting my money back. So, I was doing that for a couple of years, and then so that kind of, we were kind of already familiar because I would have Cesar in the videos sometimes, or I'd have my friends in the videos sometimes.
Yeah.
So then they're like, if we're gonna buy cards, might as well, if we get something good, record it and see our reactions.
That's right. All right, and Simi, what about you? What's your take on the content thing? Were you surprised when these guys wanted to jump in front of a camera and start doing this card thing and uploading it on YouTube, and then bringing you along for the ride?
I think they're very confident, I don't just get on the camera like this. So, I used to watch them record videos, but I would be on the side watching and giggling. But now, like that they've been doing it for a while, I think it's cool because they're really into it. They take their time, they invest into this. So I think it's cool. It's neat.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the support you provide.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right, cool. Well, let's pivot into the next segment. So, folks, we are about to jump into Doers Rumble and Rips, where we're gonna rip through a 2023 Optic hobby box. So I'm gonna let you guys choose which one of these 5 boxes you want to pick. We haven't really got into the details of how we're giving these away, but for the folks, we'll do this here live. We'll do it live, and then I'll cut the video and put the instructions once we do this also offline. But let's make it simple. This will be a question for Ricky and Cesar. What PCs out of this product would you absolutely need to keep? And then the rest, are you guys comfortable with just like, all right, let's give it away to your community, your followers on YouTube?
Let's go.
Does that sound like a good idea?
That sounds very nice of you. Thank you.
All right. So what's the PC? Give me up to 3 on each side. It doesn't have to be 3, but just give me up to 3.
I mean, for me, it's Whaley. Whaley. If there's one fan of Whaley, that's me. No fans, I'm not here no more. So, that's my favorite fighter.
I love it. All right, Cesar.
I like Tatiana Suarez, the future defeater of Whaley here. So I like Tatiana Suarez, and I like Giga Chikadze. That's my boy. I like Giga and I like Tatiana. Those two are like huge PCs of mine, and Drew Dober, obviously.
Drew Dober too. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna put Giga and Drew, and then I don't even have to ask Simi because I know it's gonna be Ilya Taporia, right?
Handsome Ilya.
You want a patch of him, ideally his shorts or something.
Something, a scratch and sniff, whatever they got on that.
But if you want to name some, I mean, I'll put Ilya in there. But do you want to put like Alex or Izzy? Who else?
I will put Goodover.
Drew
All right.
Drew Dober. Sorry.
All right, so I'll move him down from Caesar's then.
Give her to Sydney. Give her to Sydney.
There we go. All right.
Handsome squad.
She has a handsome squad. Exactly. Too funny. All right, cool. So, and then folks, everything that isn't a Whaley, Tatiana, Giga, or Drew, we're going to give away, regardless of how gigantic the card could be. So we'll put more instructions. All right.
For something great.
Wait,
you got the hot hands or what?
The guy's probably not even in there for you. Does he have a card?
Yeah. So I'm gonna flip the camera down. Let me move this out of the way, and what I'm gonna do is I like this view for the initial, like me ripping through the packs, but then I also like flipping back to show the hits because it's better in that angle. Because here you'll see like it kind of stretches my arm out a little bit in a weird way. Yeah. So you'll see. I'll keep switching back and forth. Let me leave these standing here while I also grab something in the back that I want to show you guys. Here, let's see. Is this going to stand? Is this going to stand?
All right, here. Number 3.
All right, so here I'm going to number it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what number?
I'll pick 3.
You pick 3.
Yeah.
So is that unanimous across the group? What do you think?
Lucky number 3.
That's her lucky number.
That's her lucky number.
All right, so we're gonna leave this here, and then let me put these over back here, and then I also want to grab something. It's a good time to do it. You reminded me when you said Giga. I want to know why as I start to rip open this box. Tell me why Giga is one of your PCs.
Oh, because he talks mad shit when he's doing his UFC lives. Do you remember when Giga debuted, like his first 2-3 years, he would do a lot of lives and answer questions.
I surprisingly don't. I don't.
Okay. Well, I was in those lives just because I love Giga. and so that a lot of fans would ask dumb questions and he would be like, yeah, I think you should fuck off. And then, sorry, if we're not allowed to cuss on this, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's UFC.
Yeah.
It's UFC. Exactly. It's UFC. You're good. And so you would follow him live.
Yeah, I would follow him in lives, and he'd always just talk shit back to the UFC fans in the lives. So then I was like, oh yeah, this is my guy. This is my guy. And then
I like
he was calling out Volk. He was calling out everybody. He was not afraid to get in. And then Unfortunately, he got killed by who did he get killed by?
He lost, and then he
Calvin
also
Kattar. Yes.
and he couldn't make it. Yeah, he got killed by a Cater bad, and then he couldn't make it to the Josh Emmett fight, which then set him up with Mitchell to get that baseball bat knockout. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, I remember hearing that Giga was your guy, so I have this as a gift for you.
Oh, let's go!
That's out of
Giga.
out of 49. Okay.
That's sick. Thank you.
Yes,
I
sir.
love Giga. Simi and I actually met Giga like 2 weeks ago. UFC Anaheim. He's got a son who's cool too. He's
awesome.
His whole family's awesome. He's cool.
That's cool.
I love Giga. He's the best. Giga kick for life. Always.
I love it. So what we're also going to use these cards as is a way to drive the dialogue in our engagement here. If there's a fighter, and I'm going to go through it a little fast just so that we get to the hits. But if there's somebody that you see that you remember a fight, something you want to bring up, definitely jump in. And so I know that. So I'll kind of read out the names as well in case you can't make out who it is. But we have Sergey, we have John, Kobe,
Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, are you a fan?
That's Ricky's freaking guy right there.
Wait, you didn't put him in your PC?
I was thinking too much about Whaley that I forgot about him.
All right, what's the story?
Probably my number 3, number 2 guy.
What's the story behind that? And you must have been crushed when he didn't get the job done, huh?
Yeah, because his favorite guy is Tom Aspinall.
That
was a sad day. That was a sad day in my life.
Hit him with the knockout.
I just think he looks so sick. He when he's dressed casual, he's got the turtleneck and he's super buff, and then he just knocks people. He kills people. So it's just so much fun watching him.
That's
I think
funny.
he'll be back in the title picture.
I hope he does. No, he's a strong man. On the note of Aspinall, how did you guys feel about the whole John Jones? Walking up to him and trying to get a face off.
I loved it. I love that Aspinall's there. He was respectful about it though, which was nice.
He was trying to get a good photo op of a face off, but Jones is like, "No, sir, I'm not giving that to you."
He don't want that smoke.
I don't think it's how do I want to say this? Even if Jones doesn't take that fight, I don't think it's because he's afraid to fight him. No. But I do think Aspinall is a dangerous fight for him. But that's also like expected at this point. Like, how long has Jones been around for? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm okay with the fact that Aspinall maybe has a solid chance of beating him because Jones has been around for a while. He can't keep beating all these, like youngins back to back to back to back, right? So Jamal Hill,
who we were talking about, and then retire. Jamal Hill. Hopefully, he doesn't look like a corn dog in his next fight.
Talking about Stipe.
Horrible.
Talking about
Stipe's gonna lose. No matter who Stipe fights, unfortunately, I think he's gonna lose.
Ouch! So Vayner Sports represents Stipe Miocic. So I got love for my guy, but I understand people are not. They think he's past his prime already. Which
I think so. Unfortunately,
we have our first number
we got
card.
Some color in there.
Yeah, we got some color. So we got Derek Brunson there. GSP.
Brunson.
We have Juliana Pena and
we love Juliana. Ricky got a crush on her.
Rated rookie. Hold on. Rated rookie.
Juliana.
Bantamweight. And
Rated rookie bantamweight. Bautista.
Chris Gutierrez.
Oh, dang it. I was close. Okay, that's not bad. That's good, actually. He ain't bad.
This is 48 out of 199. So I'm going to sleeve this.
Not bad. Rated rookie, too.
Yeah, rated rookie. Didn't he just have a fight? I think he lost, right? Recently.
He lost his Song, no?
Song Yadong.
Was it that fight? Okay. Yeah.
Ricky likes Song. We each got fighters at each of our divisions. Do you do that too? Where you got like a favorite fighter at each division?
I don't know that I think of it by division. I just have fighters that I like, but I know that I'm covered. I'm covered across all of them. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I really was rooting for Song in that last fight. He looked so good against Young.
I know. Ricky was.
And then he just he couldn't get the job done. And we also represent Song Yadong, so we really wanted him to get the job done.
Oh, see, Ricky was on suicide watch after that loss.
No, I wasn't. He looked.
This is Brian Ortega.
Baltega.
Brian Ortega.
He looks bald.
He is
Well,
bald.
he
That's
is bald, yeah.
Tega. That's
Yeah,
bald Tega right there.
Yeah. He had a moment when he cut his hair and was bald. Did he fight no, when he fought Volk, he wasn't bald, huh? He had hair.
No, he had them braids at that time.
Yeah, we saw that fight live.
That fight was nice.
You got to watch that live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shit. Wow, that's a historic fight. That
fight
really
was
put Volk on the map for a lot of people.
It did.
Right?
Yeah,
they
that's
disrespected him after that.
Yeah.
What do we got?
That's when you became
We
a
got
fan.
something back here? I don't think so.
Oh,
Stephen Thompson. Yeah, we did.
oh, we got an auto. What is it? Rated rookie.
It's not Nazardine Imavov. How do you pronounce his last name? Imavov.
Oh,
check this
is
out.
that's one of Sean Strickland's children?
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's not a bad one.
That is a nice signature, and it's his rookie too.
It's clean, rated rookie, and that's going to be a givey for folks. So
does it have a number?
No number on this one.
Oh, okay.
Unnumbered auto rookie of Sean Strickland's.
So we've hit 2 rated rookies.
Nice.
So he trains with Strickland. Is that why you guys are saying it?
No, he beat him. Didn't Sean Strickland beat him?
Did he? I don't remember that fight. Maybe he did.
He might have.
I think he beat him.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, maybe you're right. But for Strickland, I wasn't. I didn't really get to tracking too much of his career until his fight prior to Izzy. I thought he looked good then. I don't know if that was who he fought then.
I think that was who he fought. Yeah,
really.
That's right before Izzy was.
Who was it?
A Boost.
Oh, you're right. You know what? I think that my fighters mixed up. It was
He might have fought him.
No, he might have fought him
before.
We'll have to look it up.
We'll look it up.
Amanda Ribas. What did you guys think of her performance?
Simi snooze fast. She literally fell asleep.
Huh? I needed Rose to win to hit my parlay, and she got it.
Oh, let's go! She did though.
Yeah, so she
Rose
did.
usually wins.
She does, but she was coming off a 2-fight, losing streak. So yeah. Roman,
questionable. How do you feel about Roman?
And then Islam. What do I feel about Roman? I don't have much to say because I haven't tracked him too much, but I do know that his last fight wasn't all that exciting, right? It went through the full 5 rounds.
He lost to Imavov.
He lost to Imavov.
Okay, it was an Apex fight, I want to say.
Yeah, it was not the greatest either.
On the topic of Apex fights, what are you guys' thoughts on Apex fights?
I want to go to one. I mean, but in terms of watching,
finally a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. I tell people that they're always like, I don't like them because it's not the best viewing experience for people at home. But the reason that they're also special is because if you do watch them live at the Apex Center, I'm told that the environment in there is just crazy to be able to hear the punches land and the coaches shouting one thing and you hear the fighters talking to each other. It's just a very unique experience that it's for this level of talent, it's dope to see, right? So it's kind of like it makes sense why to have some fights there as well. But I understand why people just like the whole setup, right? Live crowd. Tom Aspinall.
Let's go. I think he's going to be the next champ for the next 3-4 years.
We'll see. This is Saeed.
Saeed. Oh, my boy said. The voice said.
My boy said. Benil.
Benil the Steel. Unfortunately, should have gotten that title fight a little sooner.
Yeah. He's so old now, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, we have what do we got here? Nah, nothing. I don't think it's anything. We'll see. Derek Lewis, this rated rookie that I'm not familiar with. Elias Shop. Yeah, who knows? Oh,
no. Oh, let's go.
Oh, check this out.
Jack Della, let's go. Rookie auto, that's a good one.
Another rated one. That's good. Not numbered again, so I'm a little bit disappointed there.
That's okay. It's still a rated rookie auto of Jack.
I guess my thinking is we hit 2 autos already. Neither of them were numbered, so I'm a little disappointed. But
I get
it all good. I just wanted to give folks something big. This is big. I think
that's a good one right there. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Yeah, people will be happy with this for sure.
Yeah,
I just wish it was numbered.
Oh, yeah.
Am I asking for too much? I just wanted it to be numbered.
Yeah, it is a rookie auto of Jack Della, but I get what you're saying.
Let's see. Maybe we hit something else. We'll hit something else.
We'll get a patch right here. We'll get his patch.
Let's see. I know. I still want the Ilya scratch off.
Oh, the scratch and sniff. The Ilya, the Ilya boxer briefs.
That one's being made right now.
A one of one is being made for you. It's funny that the Immaculates do have the sports bra and you have the shorts. I was just like, that's interesting.
Juliana shorts.
Yeah, Ricky got Juliana shorts.
Our favorite, Ian Gary.
Oh, let's go. I like Ian.
We have our next numbered back here. Check it out. Kamzat Chimaev, BJ.
What do you think about Kamzat?
I like him. I'm a fan. I think he's properly rated. He was one of the guys that I don't think I threw in the list for you guys, but I think he's properly rated. I think I'm excited to see whatever his next fight is. He's had competition with fighting Burns, and then who else did he fight? Usman. And
Usman.
I would say for being able to fight Usman and look the way he did, and I know Usman has reasons why he looked that way as well. I still think it was a solid performance, all things considered. So I'm a fan.
I say give him Bo Nickel next. When Bo Nickel wins, let's just shoot Bo Nickel to the moon. Give him that Sean O'Malley treatment where they just give him the number one guy after he beaten number 17.
Wouldn't that have been a good opponent for Bo Nickel at 300, right?
Yeah, that would have been perfect. But
we have a heavyweight bet here.
It's Ramadan. Yeah.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, let's go, Black Beast, Derek Lewis.
This is 55 out of 199.
I like his little thing with Rhonda, where he's like, "Did she ask about me?" He's all, "She didn't ask about you." And DC's all heartbroken.
Let's check it out. When I think of Derek Lewis, I also think of Ty Ivasa, who just lost.
Swang and bang then. Let's swang and bang then.
We always say that.
Yeah.
It's tough, It's just those type of fighters. Just they go on runs, but it's hard to maintain when you fight wrestlers.
Oh, there's the colorful guy.
Oh no, that's Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Oh, never mind.
Who did you think was the colorful guy? Oh, you thought this was what's his name?
You thought that was his hair?
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
It's a bandana.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yair Rodriguez. Here, we'll put it up here. We have Gamrot.
Gamrot with the best wrestling in the lightweight division.
And we have a Shafkat.
Nice.
Not the best design. We know. But
it's those weird corners, though. They just put like their thumbprints. They're like holding it like this when they were designing it. They're putting it in the machine.
And they're like, "Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Let's keep it.
You know what? Let's just keep it." Yeah.
I've never heard that one. That's a good one. All right, we have Jan, who's going to be fighting Wei Li, your girl, Ricky. So, do you want me to fold this card and just destroy it completely for you? Yeah.
Is that set that one on flyer?
Is that how we're feeling? We have Ken Shamrock.
Oh, and his chonies too.
Yeah, they're kind of short, no?
No, Cesar has some of these. Don't act like you don't know what these are, Simi. You know what Cesar has some of these.
I gotta rock the cat wrestling shorts.
Grant Dawson and
we like Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's cool.
A Dominators comes up in a very, very awkward pose. I haven't seen this one. Look at the way he's standing.
That one either. He got the hip thrust
leaning.
He's like smiling all weird. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? That's a strange one.
He looks a little happy there. It's okay.
All right.
How do you think a fight between Bo Nickel and Kamzat goes?
My money's on Kamzat. He's shown we just have more data on him, Like Bo Nickel looks great, but we just haven't seen him fight that level of competition that Kamzat has. What about you guys? Would you disagree with that or agree with that?
I agree with you.
Ricky agrees with you. I disagree with you 1,000%.
1,000%.
Bo Nickel's gonna take Kamzat to. You know what Bo did? You know what Kamzat did to Kevin Holland, where he just
ragdolled
ragdolled
him.
Yeah, my boy Bo gonna do that to.
You think
Kamzat.
that's what happens? Interesting.
I think he'll give him. He's gonna give him the how Kamzat treats people. I think Bo's gonna give him the Kamzat treatment. You know?
Okay.
I think he's gonna bully the bully. I think he's gonna take him out of there, smash him, Chael Sonnen style, and then win.
Interesting. So this Patrick Sabatini, we just hit a black velocity of this the other day, but I don't really follow him much, so I don't know.
I don't either. I'm not sure.
But we do have something nice back here.
Oh, let's see. Let's go. The Maddie Mackenzie Dern. Sorry.
And
I said that.
That's Ricky.
And that is at a 79.
Let's go.
Mackenzie, the dump truck Dern.
Oh, let's go, Mackenzie Dern. Oh, everyone loves Mackenzie Dern. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I mean everybody loves her except her boxing. She has to stop trying to box.
No, I don't know why. Yeah, she's crazy. She needs to go just the Khabib route. Just take people down and kill them.
Yeah, it's worth bringing up. Let me see if I have it saved. So I want to pop something up. It always makes me laugh when I see this because this is in reference to Mackenzie's boxing. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Oh no, it's atrocious. It's atrocious.
I think you guys have seen this. Where is it at? Come on. I'll do a few more scrolls.
I think she must have left Perillo, right? I think she said she left Jason Perillo. And she's doing her own thing with the boxing, and whoever she's got now
Here we go.
Isn't doing it.
So it says this is Mackenzie Dern trying to box, and it's Ronda Rousey.
Oh,
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania Ronda.
That's so bad. But yeah,
that is how she boxes.
It always gets me.
Except she walks forward while doing that. Live fights too, mid fight.
Yeah, I mean, bless her soul. She's entertaining. She's been very fun to watch. But I just want her to win.
Is so good. It's so good. Like every time they're on the ground, these girls can't do anything with her. It's just standing up. She looks so bad.
Oh, the tall girl?
We just hit Mackenzie again.
Mackenzie Dern.
Dominic Cruz.
Oh, Cheeto killed our boy Dominic.
And then we have our boy
Mokaev.
Oh, Mokaev?
Yeah, Mokaev on the Rising Sun Fingerprints.
I like Mokaev. He's my guy at flyweight. He's at 125. That's my boy. I think he's the future champ.
I like him, but he has to like his fight prior to the one he just had, where he didn't tap on what was it, the leg?
Yeah, that could have been a life-changing fight right there. That's really bad.
That's great performance. But his last one, he could have looked. He has to try to finish the fights a little quicker, I think, is just my only critique, but it's obviously easier said than done,
Yeah, especially at that division, they're so fast and technical and everything.
All right, we got an Mark Goddard, Authority.
I like those cards, Authority of the Octagon. I like the red
these are nice. And then we have a My House, Strickland. The Authority is not numbered. Cool. All right, we got 4 more packs to go.
Let's go.
See what else. What are we predicting we pull out of here?
Oh, Whaley, 1 of 1 easy.
Okay, you're crazy.
Not too much to ask for.
You're crazy.
There it is.
There he is.
Sugar. Nice. I like Sugar. He's cool. He's properly rated. This guy's pretty good too.
Petrosky.
Julian, or no, I thought that was Julian Marquez. My bad.
And then we have Marina Rodriguez.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was an okay.
Let's see. I see another Rising Suns here. Let's see who that is.
What do you think about Topps? Did you get a Topps box?
So I initially had a pretty big order in, and then when we got that email saying about the delay and if we wanted to cancel, I felt like that was my opportunity. I wasn't sold to begin with when I made my order. So when it gave me that opportunity, I actually canceled it. I ended up canceling my order, and I'm just like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the prices drop a little bit, because I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the product. Like I've seen a lot of the breaks now, and I don't know that there's a card in there that I want personally.
I agree.
And
I'm not the biggest fan of Topps. I like the way the Panini cards look, and
don't get me wrong. Look, I'm
hates Panini, but I
confident.
love it.
I'm confident. Fanatics and Topps are going to do great things for the hobby as a whole, and the cards are going to get better for the UFC. But this first iteration of it was not it for me. Like it, so I rather save my money on this one and buy whatever the next one is that looks hopefully better.
That's gonna look cool.
Yeah, this one just doesn't do it for me. So I'm not in a rush to buy it at all. At all.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've seen mixed reviews on it. Some people are with it, but most of them I felt like you guys, where it's like it seems kind of copy and paste. I've seen a lot of people just kind of see it feels like copy and paste for the new designs and the new pictures and everything.
Look at that.
Oh, what is that?
Tyler Phillip, and that is a black Velocity, right, boys?
That's that pen. Right? Yeah, that's a 39.
That's out of 39. 20 out of 39.
Oh, that's good. He just won too. Kyler Phillips.
He looked solid. Who did he look solid against?
Good. Pedro Munoz, our boy Pedro.
That's
we
right.
like Pedro Munoz too. He's cool.
That's a really,
he looked
really big hit.
Good. That's nice. I like the black cards. Those.
What'd you say? He what?
Is this the third to last pack? Because this is the one Simi said is going to be the good one, or was that the last pack?
No, I just had to pick the box number 3.
Oh,
yeah, number three. Yeah, but this is the last pack here. All right, here's the way it leads. 101.
No, there's my card in there now.
Drew,
Ilya extraction slip.
We need a Drew in here.
Far.
Let's see. Last pack magic. Shavkat. I think he could be the future champ.
Max Holloway.
I think he's going to beat Justin Gaethje.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Verna.
She needs some glasses. She should come see me. She got a lazy eye. I can help her out with that.
You can help her out with that?
Yeah, I'm not fishing. I can get you some glasses. Fix that eyeball.
It's Octagon.
Oh, the boringest guy in all of the UFC. Our boy Theo. He's one of the buffoons. He loves Cyril Gahn.
Does he?
But
yeah, he's just not the funnest.
For me, no. I'm like, I wish he would say anything. Just anything. But he says nothing.
That's too funny. All right, let's do it. Let's do a recap here. Let's
see these hits. I feel like this is okay. This is a good box here.
This is, we got decent things in here. Not the hits you guys wanted, unfortunately, but
but that's okay. Still we got hitters. That's the good one right there. That's silver JD.
And you guys can give these away, one by one to make it fun as well, so that you don't just give it all to one person.
There we go. I think that's one of Sean Strickland's children. We have to double check.
We have
Tyler Phillips. That's a big one.
That's probably the best card.
That card's sick. Yeah, that card is good.
I would say this is better than the JDM.
I like that one too. Oh, the Mackenzie Darren. Mm-hmm. Somebody will love that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will too, right, Cesar?
Yeah.
Then we got our numbered.
The 2 dogs right there.
And our Derek Lewis.
Swinging and banging with Derek Lewis.
55 out of 199. Not bad. I like that. And of course, the Givey.
Oh, let's go, Giga. I love Giga. Giga kick for the win always.
Awesome. All right, guys. So let's now hop into the last segment. And I just want to know, beyond MMA, beyond the trading card shows that you guys go to, who are you? What do you want to share with the folks that know you on YouTube, with the folks that are going to get to meet you for the first time here? Any other hobbies or passions? Why don't we dig into some of that? I just disconnected a few things to see if that was the issue, but now I'm looking at my small screen versus the big one because I wasn't sure what was doing it. But we're good. All right, so I'm gonna tee you guys up again. The question was outside of MMA, who are you guys? What are some other passions? Ricky, you started to answer that and say wrestling. You're actually into wrestling, so I take it that you were there during the WWF days? Was it or WWF? Now I'm forgetting which one came first because it's been so long.
WWF was first,
Yeah.
and it switched to WWE in about 2002.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I was only 3 years old, so I didn't know what was going on back then. But
So who did you
yeah,
grow up on? Who did you grow up on in wrestling then? Since you were
oh,
that young.
back in the day, I mean, my favorite all time is Eddie Guerrero, easy.
Okay.
But back in the day, Batista was my favorite guy. Like, he was just jacked. He had the cool hair. He had the
Yeah.
Get the entrance where you go like
got
this.
the sick entrance,
And
the
then the
cool
fireworks.
song, the cool Batista bomb. Yeah, I love WWE is my number one thing right now. But other than that, I mean, right now I'm going to college, so I'm trying to be a math teacher. So I'm
Oh,
pretty
that's
good
good.
with the numbers and
You're
stuff
good with
like
the numbers?
that. Yeah, almost gonna graduate. I only got 2 more classes left. I'm gonna graduate. Gonna be the second person in the family to get a bachelor's degree. So third, who's the other one? Oh, not yet. You're not in the family yet.
Dang! Body shot.
Yeah, I haven't been to a wedding yet, so I mean, so
He's
once
saying
there's a
this. He's saying,
wedding,
come on now.
yeah, I haven't been the best man to a wedding yet, so I don't know.
I love it. We're stirring drama here. We're stirring some drama here. Oh my, that is too funny. But on the wrestling front, it's interesting. And then I want to definitely ask on the school thing too. But it's interesting that you grew up on Batista. So does that mean like it for a while you didn't know who The Rock was and Stone
Oh
Cold
no,
Steve
I
Austin?
knew all those guys.
You
I
knew
knew all
that.
those.
Okay, so as you got into it, when you got into it, you also kind of knew a little bit of the
Yeah,
history. And then
yeah.
did you
I
go
mean,
back further?
I was so young when The Rock and Stone Cold
Hmm.
were there, so I didn't get to enjoy it at the time. But we would play the video games all the time, so then we
Yeah,
would play as them, and we knew who they were. And then as I got older, I rewatched the old stuff, and I mean, I collect WWE cards too. When we go to the shows,
that's
that's
dope.
usually what I'm mostly getting is WWE cards because the vendors usually actually have more WWE stuff than UFC
Then
sometimes.
UFC, interesting.
So I'm usually getting a fat stack of WWE singles, and I'll get a couple of UFC cards because UFC's still rising. I think WWE is a little bit more popular right now, but UFC, and since they merged together, I think they're both just going to get more and
Yeah,
more
I
popular,
was
which
gonna
will be
bring that
good for
up.
the card shows.
You must have been excited when you saw the merger. Either excited or
Oh
a little
yeah.
bit scared, maybe. Who
No, I
knows?
mean it's my two
Yeah,
favorite companies, joining together. So
yeah.
it's my two favorite pastimes joining together. Bought some stocks, I'm a shareholder.
Hey, there it is. We got an owner here. We have an
Yeah,
owner.
yeah, no, so if you
TKO.
guys want any changes in the UFC, just let me know.
Let the man know here.
Yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see.
I love it. I love it. And the the WWE and just wrestling in general, it has a good amount of hype right now, right? It's doing
Oh
pretty
yeah.
well. And it also, even Fanatics Live is pushing it as well and bringing wrestlers onto the platform and all that. So are you kind of not necessarily participating in those Fanatic Live breaks or even anything that they might do on Whatnot, but like, are you aware and have you been following that? Do you follow it all the way to that extent?
I have not really like the breaks and stuff. I still kind of don't know how that stuff works that well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the cards. I think right now WWE is arguably the best it's ever been right now. I mean, nostalgia will say that, the 90s and stuff was better, but right now, I think it's the best it's ever been. So it's a good time to be a fan. I think the UFC is arguably the best it's ever been too right now. So I think it's a good time to be a fan of both,
You're
both
speaking
platforms.
you're speaking solely from an entertainment perspective. It's one of the best times the UFC has been at the height of its entertainment. Did I say the
Um,
UFC or I meant WWE, but both technically.
Yeah, I mean, right now, WWE, I mean, they're just hitting on all angles. They got good characters, they got good storylines, and back in the day, women's wrestling wasn't even existent, and now, it's main eventing WrestleMania sometimes.
Oh wow,
So
I didn't
it's
know that.
just, yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it main evented WrestleMania for the first time in 2019, and then
What was the main
it's
card?
getting.
Let's see if I know the names.
I mean, Ronda Rousey was part of it.
Yeah, I think it was Ronda.
Ronda Rousey.
That
It
makes
was a
sense.
triple threat match. Ronda, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. It was
Okay.
really good stuff, So
Yeah.
I
Do you
mean,
think
it's
Ronda
just
had a lot to do with that? Having
yeah.
Ronda. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if it main events without Ronda, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah.
I mean, she's such a huge name.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah,
cool.
I think right now WWE is just hitting on all cylinders versus back then. It was very good. I think the characters are more iconic back in the day, but right
hmm
now it's really good right now. It's a good time to be a WWE fan.
That's cool. That's cool. And then on the school front, so you want to be a math teacher? What grade are you looking to teach math?
High school.
High school.
High school. Yeah, eventually community college, but I have to get my master's for that.
Yeah.
But want to be a high school.
And
I can't. Not
about
very good with kids.
what about numbers? What about numbers made you like transition that to or point it towards studying?
I don't know. I mean, once I think I don't know. For me, when math is really hard, which
hmm
it is most of the time, when you can figure it out, I think it feels so good. Like when you can figure out how to do a really hard math problem.
hmm
Like I think it's just so rewarding. And I've had some bad math teachers, and if I can be a good math teacher, that's one less bad math teacher that these
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
gotta go to,
Making change out there. I like it.
Exactly, yeah.
I like it. Very cool. All right, let's go over to Caesar. What about yourself?
In terms of like what I do besides collecting cards, I like to work out a lot, stay active. So I like to do a lot of camping. I like to do a lot of hiking. I'll do jujitsu and some boxing and running and like stuff like that. So I like to stay moving.
You'll do
Uh,
that like on your own in the garage, or you train somewhere?
so I'm a part of Carlson Gracie Jiu Jitsu here in Menifee. So I'll go train over there. And then in terms of like boxing and stuff, we'll do it over there sometimes as well. And then all the running and working out and all that I do on my
hmm
own. And camping, Simi and I, we love to go camping. So anytime we can take the dogs out camping, we'll go camping.
Dope, dope. And you had mentioned one of the things I circled, kickboxing is what you guys did back in the day. So you stuck with it
Yeah.
for a while and then transitioned eventually into what you're doing now, or did you take a break? Or like what's been that journey?
Oh yeah, from like 6th to 8th grade, maybe I did a lot of boxing and kickboxing. And then once in high school, I started playing like high school sports, like football and wrestling and stuff. So I had stopped all the martial arts training.
Yeah.
Wrestling, I guess, still martial arts training, but most like wrestling and football and those kind of things. And then after high school, went to working, and then I was like, well, I gotta still get fit or stay in shape or something. So
Yeah.
that's when we joined jujitsu, and now I do a lot of running and a lot of jujitsu, truthfully. And anytime we can go camping when the weather's good, I like to camp.
And Ricky, you've been a part of that journey as well for the most part. You try to also go to same training classes and do what your brother's doing, or you just you haven't had time with school.
No, I'm not. I'm not the athletic one. I'm more of the academic guy in the family. I'll leave all the athletics to him, and I'll take all of the brains over here.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, Simi, what about yourself? What are some of your what are the things you like to do? When am I going to find a YouTube channel of you doing your own thing?
Hopefully soon. I just like to hang out with my dogs, my family, and I like to do outdoor stuff like hiking, go to the beach, or go on long drives. I like to travel, shop, of course, every girl does. Other than that, I've already graduated from school. A little older than these two. I may look younger.
I don't know about me. Maybe this guy, not me.
19, right? Right, 19, Simi? That's you're 19? Yeah.
Yeah, so
What did
that
you
was
What did you
cool.
graduate in?
I graduated in exercise science, which is kinesiology.
Very cool. Just to make sure we have Caesar,
Yeah.
nice and fit.
Yeah.
I love it. And how did you find yourself going down that career path?
I used to have an uncle who needed assistance, like physical therapy,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So there would be a therapist that would come to the house and basically provide whatever service they needed at the house. So I thought it was cool. It would allow me to like have my own schedule and
Mhm.
go down that path. But I didn't really, after I got my bachelor's, I didn't pursue it. I went into IT. So that's what I
Oh,
currently work in.
so you could have came and helped me with whatever technical
Yeah.
issue we had earlier.
With the
Yes.
static. With the
It's the
static earlier.
strangest thing.
Yeah.
The strangest thing. And Caesar, we skimmed over that, but why don't you tell the folks what you studied and graduated in?
Oh yeah, I'm an optician right now. So anytime you go and you get glasses and you get a prescription, who you go buy those glasses from is an optician. That's the role. So that's what I do. Um, in terms of like schooling, I just got, it's not a degree, it's more of like an associate's. It's a
Hmm.
certification through the American Board of Optometry. So I
Yeah.
just finished that. So we're not completely buffoon, you know. We
Oh,
do,
God.
we do study, we do study a little bit. We do read here, and then, like I said, if you need help with the glasses, we can help you out.
There you go. And if you have some math questions, you go to Ricky.
Oh
And then
yeah, easy, easy. Yeah, yeah.
I
It
love it.
works out.
And you guys do a lot of bike riding. So Ciclavia is something that you guys do try to go to. Is that like a big, well, it's not even an annual event, right? Because they have a few of them a year. But is that one of the events that you guys like to make like a goal
We
to
actually
go
have
out to?
never been. We've never
No?
been.
Oh,
No.
dude, you guys would enjoy Ciclavia. It's fun.
What is
Look,
it?
so look it up. It's kind of spell it out the way it sounds, right? But what it
Yeah.
is they'll they'll do like 6 events, up to 6 events, I think, a year, and they'll close down different areas of LA, and they'll close down like maybe 5 blocks at a time in a straight row or in like a
Oh,
L, and people all go in their bikes out there and are riding on the
that's
street.
sick.
The whole path, and you can stop to the sides because there's food trucks and all the vendors that are they'll do it in main streets, right? So like the one we just went to was on Melrose, from like Sunset to like past La Brea. So a good chunk of street where you could go to so many different really good food shops that are right there.
Okay.
And so the way they do it is they'll close it, but there's policemen and policewomen blocking off at like every red light, and they'll probably like every few minutes they'll stop it so that traffic could continue to flow, right? And then they'll open it up again, and then people are riding
That's
their bikes.
cool.
But people get creative, dude, with the bikes that they take out there. It's not
No,
just
I bet it's like a
right.
little parade. It's like a
The
bike
parade,
parade
yeah.
out there.
People
Yeah.
are going out there with their bikes that are made for their dogs, and they have like a perfect setup for them, or they'll have like one. I've seen creative ones where it's a bike pulling a couch and the family sitting on the couch while the dad, like on the bike. You have people with like sick sound systems. We just ran through or ran into some guy that was doing a podcast through Ciclavia on a bike, right? So
Okay.
his buddy was riding, and he
That's
was sitting
cool.
down, and he would ride next to people on bikes and ask them questions,
And then
do the
he's just with the
podcast that
mic, just what's
Yeah.
going on?
way. And they're like, "Yeah, we're out here," whatever it is. But
Nice. Wait, do you like
pretty
bike
cool.
riding too? Then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like going more because with the two little ones, and even prior to having kids, we would like to go just because it's like a cool outing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little
Just something
different.
to do.
Yeah, something to do. And one always comes to our neighborhood, like literally, like we walk to it in
Oh, that's
December.
cool.
Yeah, that's like the San Fernando Valley one that comes to us, and so we're able to walk to
Oh,
that one, and then we just do that as well. So it's a cool one. I'll send you a link to it. I think you guys would enjoy
definitely.
it.
Oh no,
It's a
we'll
fun one.
definitely do it.
Sweet. All right. What else? Is there anything else that I left out that you want to let the folks from Buffooniverse know about yourself before we wrap this one up?
No, nothing much. We appreciate you having us on. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Like I said, this is kind of the main reason that I guess I started the channel, right? Ricky and I, we love cards. We like hanging out with people. It gives us a reason to talk, communicate, to go out, to
That's
hang
right.
out. So if you
Expand
ever
your
see Ricky
network.
and I are always at we're based in California here, so usually we're at the shows in California. We're closer towards Southern California, so if there's ever a card show or anything going on in Southern California, chances are Ricky, I, and Simi will probably be there. So if you ever see us, say what's up. We'll have the camera. You'll see us. We're more than happy to speak to everyone. Like I said, we did this just to say hi, to meet new people, to have fun.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
spread positive environment. And luckily, the card community is cool where you can do that.
That's right. No, yeah, I haven't met one bad person in the community so far. Everyone I've reached out to has been very personable, easy to connect with. And I've got to meet a few of these folks, you know, live now at card shows, and if not, at least on this kind of a platform. So it's cool, and it's just all about, you know, expanding that network and relationship, and see where we are a year from now as well.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Well, if you have enjoyed that, you know what to do. Please subscribe for both of our channels. This has been Doers Take and Breaks. We are out, y'all. Bye.